Cool. Joel, you good?
Yo.
Yo. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We are back. And now we're going to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Na 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 na.
9-9.
Yes. This is a second part of our cop comedy show where Captain Ray Holt takes over Brooklyn's 99th precinct, which includes Detective Jake Peralta, a talented but carefree detective who's used to doing whatever he wants. The other employees of the 99th include Detective Amy Santiago, Jake's overachieving and competitive partner, Detective Rosa Diaz, a tough and kept-to-herself coworker, Charles Boyle, Jake's best friend, who also has a crush on Rosa, Detective Sergeant Terry Jeffords, who was recently taken off the field after the birth of his twin girls, and Gina Linetti, the precinct's sarcastic administrator.
That's all first season breakdown.
I know, right?
And not entirely correct that she's not the administrator, but other than that.
Yeah.
I thought she was the civilian administrator. That was her position.
Yeah, that is.
Well, civilian liaison at first, and then she becomes Holt's assistant.
Yeah, I was gonna say she becomes his admin assistant.
So,
But anyway, still, I mean, it gets all the main characters out, and
Yeah.
it's fine. It's serviceable. It's just not good. It's serviceable.
Yeah. So this stars Andy Samberg as Jake Peralta, Stephanie Beatrice as Rosa Diaz, the always awesome Terry Crews as Terry Jeffords, Melissa Fuermo as Amy Santiago, Joe Latrujillo as my personal favorite, Charles Boyle, Andre Braugher as the quiet but incredibly funny Captain Ray Holt, Dirk Blocker as Hitchcock, Joel McKinnon Miller as Scully, and Chelsea Peretti as Gina Linetti. Oh, you didn't put the Vulture in here.
Oh, he's a recurring character, but he's not part of the main cast.
Yeah, he's not main cast.
Yeah, he's not main cast, but he's one of my favorites. All right.
That guy is good.
Yeah, he is. So after shooting each scenes a few times verbatim, the actors and actresses then shoot a few more when they improvise to make the scene funnier if possible. This method is also used on Parks and Rec, and also co-created by this show's co-creator, Michael Schur.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting part of their process, and it's another show that we've already talked about how much we love. So
Yeah.
And by the way, are you guys familiar with who Michael Schur is?
Yeah, he's the guy who did Parks and Rec.
But do you know who he is by chance? He was also a producer on The Office, and he played a character on The Office. Does anybody know who that is?
I knew he was a producer on The Office, but I did not know he was a character.
Huh.
Dwight's cousin Mose.
Oh, okay. I just saw that episode not too long ago. I didn't know that was him.
Yep.
Yeah. That's fantastic. He's also a creator of The Good Place.
Yep.
Excellent. So
He's responsible for most of the popular current comedies right now.
Yeah,
of the last 10 years. Yeah.
nice. In an early episode, Terry Jeffords, played by Terry Crews, has to sketch the description of a criminal due to the normal sketch artist calling in sick. This actually happened to Terry Crews in real life, where he got his first job in the local news station as a sketch artist due to the regular artist calling in sick.
and he is a hell of an artist. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yep.
No.
He made a second living when he was in the NFL drawing portraits of his teammates.
Huh.
Yeah,
I have read his AMA on Reddit.
I just looked up his art online. Wow. Dude's got skills.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
But actually, I learned that when he did the Hot Ones episode before his AMA. So me.
That was probably my favorite Hot Ones. That's actually probably where I got it too.
Yeah. I love that show.
I'm just tossing this in here that there is very little that Terry Crews does that I do not say Terry Crews is awesome.
True.
I think he's always awesome. Sometimes the stuff he has chosen is on its own not all that great.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And whatever he's doing, he's 100% into.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
he's just a
Yeah, he does not know how to
genuinely-
phone it in. Yeah, that's
no,
He
he's
seems
a,
like a genuinely likable guy.
Terry loves his yogurt.
true.
Even his Old Spice commercials.
That the dude is an inspiration, and and also him being on Reddit on PC. Josh, which one is it? PC Master Race, where he built his own computer and went on there and asked for help.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
That was how he and his son bonded because. Well, yeah, we don't need to do a Terry Crews episode. But
Yeah, we do someday, but not
okay,
now.
eventually, characters can occasionally be seen eating Let's potato chips, a fictional brand manufactured by ISS Props House, which have also appeared in Community, Orange is the New Black, New Girl, Arrested Development, and The Middle, and along with many other television series.
Let's.
it's a funny name.
Funny. That's funny.
That's not something I would have noticed without that trivia.
No,
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
it was originally Terry Crews who started saying 9-9 on set to help motivate other casts. The writers liked this very much, so they decided to add it into the series. Going back to Brooklyn
Okay.
Nine-Nine, going back to the beginning, this is the show that I put on when I'm depressed and need to laugh. 100% of the time, this show will make me laugh, even if I've already seen the episode.
Yeah, it's got a lot of actual laugh out loud moments. For
Mhm.
sure.
It really does. And the thing is that everybody who's in it, even all the way down to Scully and Hitchcock, who I think are a riot.
Yes.
The whole episode where
We
they
taking our
dare-
pants off? No, Scully, you have grossly misheard the situation.
I think you have stolen the pie. There are crumbs all over your desk. I think you're wrong. These are cupcake crumbs. These are cookie crumbs, and this is a potato chip. Don't you feel stupid? It's the writing in it, and I think okay. So the one of the main writers on this is Andy Samberg. And what I like about his writing is that there are so many moments where the funniest line is spoken after the punchline. Does that make sense?
Yeah. They're good at the 1-2 punch jokes. for
Yeah.
sure.
Incredibly good at that.
And he had just quit SNL and had planned on retiring for a few years, and he got the script across at his desk, and it was so funny he just couldn't not do it.
Well, and it was a smart choice.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching this when it first started because I was excited because I like Sandberg. Hot Rod is one of my favorite recent comedies.
I've heard good things about that, but I've never seen it.
oh my
Same
God.
here. Same here.
It's Danny McBride, Ilsa Fisher. It's got This on the Island. I mean, all three of them are in it, but it's solid. But anyway, I didn't keep watching it just because it's hard to keep up with shows. So I was glad we were doing this show, and I ended up making it through the entire first season before we recorded tonight. Finally,
Oh, you never made it past season 1?
no, I watched like the first 6 or 7 episodes, and I really liked it, but I just lost track of it, and things, there's just so much on that I never came back to it. And I think I'd gotten rid of network TV. So I've been wanting to come back to it at some point, and this gave me a reason to finally dig back into it. And I remembered why I liked it so much. Like I said, I just blew through the entire first season, and I've already got the second season ready to go.
I'm kind of where Joel is, where this is on the list of shows that I have always wished I made more time for, because every time I've watched it, I've thought it was hilarious. But I've always felt bad that I haven't made more time for it than I had, because I don't know that I've even seen like a full season, maybe a full season's worth across 4 different seasons, but like rarely more than 2 or 3 at a time.
And you want to support stuff like this because when there's good comedy TV shows out there, everybody talks about them, but not enough people watch them. And then all of a sudden they fade off, and then you watch them and you're like, damn, I wish more people would have watched this.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
Arrested Development.
Well, I'm caught up on
That's
that.
like, but I'm just saying that's like the poster child for that. Like nobody watched it when it was on network shows and it got popular afterwards. Everybody's like, "Oh, I should have been watching this all along."
And this has a great cast. I mean, everybody in it has a different character, and they're all committed to their role. And it's nice to see not one but two African American leads who are, you know, the the captain and the sergeant. You know, they're the two guys in control.
In theory, with this place,
Right.
Yeah, but and they're also not like you'll see on a lot of cop shows where the black officer is characterized by his race, where these guys have very distinct characters. They're some of the strongest characters on the show.
oh, completely.
Agreed.
Terry, I love for the fact that he is like the 100% family man in this thing where he's got the pictures of his little girls, Cagney and Lacey.
Yes.
Great names.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody fall asleep doing a chin up before, and the show provided me with that. Plus, Andre Brower is just, you know, he's another guy like Leslie Nielsen, where I think of him as being a serious actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's like a Sidney Poitier type actor where he just does these really great serious roles. And then to see him in this, where he's still kind of that deadpan, serious character, but he gets some of the best lines.
Did any of you happen to see the episode where he and Kevin, his husband, are fighting, and Rosa gives the advice
Yes!
to bone?
Bone.
And Andre Brower Holt goes on like a full minute rant about, how dare you talk to me like that? Use the word bone around me.
That had me laughing so hard. And the thing is that Andre Brower is just like you say, Joel. You think him as in that same Leslie Nielsen straight man. I'm 100%. I am the 100% cop guy. But he has, especially during like the Halloween episodes.
Oh yeah,
he absorbs the comedy so well, but does not break character, and I think it shows so much for his ability as an actor.
For sure, I've always considered him like you take Lance Reddick and remove most of the menace, and you've got Andre Brower. I think they're very similar actors in terms of the parts that they get to play. Only usually Reddick has got a little bit more sinister twinge to his characters.
Bone.
Well, and I liked hearing him say Quasi Cakes, which is hard to say. I never tried to say it until just now, but it's difficult to say.
So, how far into it have you gotten, Josh? We know Joel got through episode 1.
I'm through the entire first season. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I watched quite a bit of season 2. And like I said, I have randomly watched an episode here, an episode there over all of the seasons up through. I haven't watched any of 6 yet. But seasons 1 through 5, I've watched quite a bit of. Just, I don't know, I'm probably missing 70% of each season, but I've seen a little bit of all of them.
Well, the new season is happening right now. Like it's halfway through the new season.
Yeah.
I assume you've seen all of it, Mike, based on what you said.
I am about season 6 right now. Yeah, I'm not 100% behind it. Whatever. This is one of those shows that I enjoy so much that I actually do not binge it.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, because like I don't want to watch all of them and like blow my wad.
You don't want to blow through it. You don't want to forget something about it. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, so it's one of those where like in the evening we'll watch like 1 or 2 episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I don't know. Andy Samberg apparently read my bio and knows exactly what my comedy funny bone is.
But it seems to me like one of those shows like The Office where it holds up to rewatching and you'll catch other things and it's still funny, like you said.
Okay, just for reference, I've seen the whole run of this show twice now. I'm caught up on everything, and so yeah, I love this show. It's one of my favorite comedies out there right now. So I'm very familiar with it. I didn't need to watch any of them for this show. So
Well, I'm looking forward
we
to
run
taking
we
the rest
run the
of
gamut really on this one. Which is cool.
I'm looking forward to taking the rest of the journey. Just because it's
Wait till you meet the
know,
Pontiac Bandit.
See, that's a lot.
did.
I was watching season 2.
Oh, he
a
was in
lot of
season 1.
Yeah, Craig Robinson.
Oh, I thought he didn't come until season 2.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
he was
they
season one.
catch him again in season 2, where
Yeah,
they're going on the
he's
Giggle
a recurring
Pig.
character throughout the whole
Oh.
run.
And
Where do you get to the cruise?
Yeah.
and I met the fire chief.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline Wunsch is a great one you haven't met yet.
And
This Kira Sedgwick plays her.
Yeah,
And-
Holt's comments about Wunsch
Oh,
crack me up.
yeah.
And I was so happy to see Dean Winters as the Vulture, just because I loved him since Oz,
Yeah.
and he's just
He
such
was
a
great.
great
He was great in
actor.
30 Rock too. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was great in John Wick.
Yeah.
and his
Oh.
commercials.
Yeah, as Mayhem.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy has got an image that he is just 100% diving into.
And he was no joke. He was literally homeless when he was discovered. Like he had just like he was trying to be an actor, and he had just lost his apartment. Was in a car for like a week when he got cast as Liz Lemon's boyfriend in 30 Rock.
I heard he was parked next to Jewel. She was in her car too. Damn it! I thought that joke would land. I was wrong. The only person that I'm a little I like Chelsea Peretti in Kroll Show, and you know she does what she does well, but sometimes I just kind of want to punch her, and I don't mean like, you know, I'm supporting violence
Gina
against women.
Linetti will grow on you.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
will.
there are plenty of people, and because I've tried to get a lot of people to watch the show, and there's plenty of people that she's their least favorite, but she will grow on you.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think my favorite bit from her from season 1 is when they're at the Chiefs they're at Andre Brower's birthday party, and she's talking with the psychologist or whatever, the professor of abnormal psychology, and just some of the shits he says is totally up my, you know, comedy creek.
You mean your butt?
Yeah,
That's his comedy crack.
Oh, okay.
wow.
yeah.
Ooh.
I see what you did there. But
Yeah, no, I think personally, my favorite character is I had just said it. It's Boyle. Joe Latruzio is hilarious to me. He is so incredibly awkward in literally everything he does.
And he's got some of the great just throwaway lines.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever someone will like crush his dreams, and like the line he uses next, but I really wanted to, what, you know, like just, oh my God, just so funny.
I mean,
Like, don't say it, Charles. It's because we used to be lovers. Damn it.
well, and you know, in the course of a show, you see characters kind of grow and change and kind of come into their own. Like going back to The Office, you know, that first, until you hit this middle of second season, they haven't really fleshed out who the main characters are or what their kind of quirks are and things. They're a little bit there, but they're kind of in the background until they get it all figured out, and then they just run with it.
Yeah, Phyllis is no one in season 1, you know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other people in the office that just disappear.
Yep.
But in this show, it felt like when it hit the ground, everybody knew where they were going, and they've just kind of built on it. But the characters were already there; they were established, and it is a credit to the writing that they knew what they wanted, and they just hit the ground running.
Yeah, because that's kind of a almost accepted, not really trope, but whatever, about sitcoms. It's like it takes a good, 3-4 seasons before they, the characters really start gelling, and they really start understanding their characters, and that's why usually in most sitcoms the best episodes are in the third, fourth, second, third, fourth seasons, because it takes a little while. This one, they hit the ground running. They all came out of the gate with a clear concept of what their characters were, and like a lot of shows do the cheap laugh of, okay, this is our characters, personality, and the best jokes are all going to be about when we break that personality and they do something out of character. like every now and then, like Andre Brower will do something animated, but for the most part, most of his humor is just from his deadpan delivery.
Mhm.
And that's like the core of his character, and they never it just never wavers, and that's one of the nice things about this show is they all have clearly defined characters that they and personality traits that they don't break just for the sake of making a joke. They make the jokes around their personalities.
Yeah.
And I love a good buddy comedy cop movie, Beverly Hills Cop or Bad Boys or whatever, where they kind of have those moments where there's some kind of cool stuff going on, but overall it's about the humor and kind of a maybe what wouldn't be a humorous situation. And this plays on that nicely too. It's got that good kind of buddy cop feel.
And just and watching the relationship between Santiago and Peralta change over the course of the series is it's fun to watch it mature.
Mm-hmm. Title of your sex tape.
Oh, wait, what?
No, that's one of the going along with Police Squad. There are running gags like title of your sex tape that they seem to pace out perfectly, that they never get old.
I don't, spoiler alert, whatever. The first time that Peralta and Santiago hook up, and you see them in bed the next morning. He said he makes a joke and he's like, title of your sex tape, and he stops. He's like, title of our sex tape.
Honestly, I think my favorite hookup in again, spoilers, is when Boyle and Linetti hook up.
I was muted, but I was trying to say I don't know if you should spoil that one. But
I'm spoiling that one because it is amazing.
Wait,
yeah.
Which one's Boyle again?
Okay, if you didn't hear it, then we're not going to repeat it.
Yeah, I'm not repeating that anything.
Because when it happens, it's pretty funny.
I mean, is it all that out there? Because I knew about it.
It was at the end of season 1. It was the very last thing that happened. They didn't get too far into it. They just woke up in bed together and.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
Went,
if you've already
nice,
seen it, and then I guess fuck you, listeners, if you whatever. But yeah. So
I mean, that was 2013, and people know we spoil what we talk about.
Okay, that's a good point. That if it was first season, then yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That was one of the things I left out earlier in the Boyle line was when he's all like, when he says to Gina at one point, because we're sibling lovers, and she's like, I told you not to say that.
He's so awkward and so offensive. It's amazing.
Yeah, and he's just so good at it, and like his culinary obsession. Whenever he starts describing food, and he always turns it sexual.
And my code name will be the Deuce. It's like an ace, but it's twice as cool. No, it's a turd.
I also like Sandra Bernhard as Linetti's mom.
That was great casting right there. Yeah, that whole plot line of Sandra Bernhard and
Jimmy Smits as Santiago's dad is a great casting too.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is even to the secondary and tertiary characters, they really put a lot of thought into the people that they're putting in with the team.
Well,
obviously, I have yet to see a throwaway character in the show.
Well, then you have some nice tie-ins with other people, like other comedians and stuff, like the Adam Sandler bit where he's at the auction.
The auction, yeah.
Yeah. And he's talking about how Andy Samberg is talking about how he's making Adam Sandler's making a new movie, and he's like, who's Kevin James play? Because he said he's making a serious movie.
Yeah, I'm making a serious period piece about the American Revolution. Yeah, who does Kevin James play?
And he's like, I forget who he plays now.
Benedict Arnold, I think is who it was. I don't remember who it was yet.
It was, yeah. And it was just a nice little riff on each other, and it gave him a chance to kind of, because he and Andy Samberg kind of took over the Adam Sandler role on SNL when he left.
Yeah.
So it was a nice kind of callback. And
Speaking of callbacks, I love seeing the characters that are the actors who drift between the Michael Schur shows. Like when one ends, they'll show up as a new character in another show. You've seen a lot of Office alums come from The Office to either this or Parks and Rec or both. And sometimes they'll show up again on The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you get your favorites, you know, so you want to stick with them, and like your Tarantino troupe or your
Right. It's exactly like that, where they keep going to the same well. And you're not going to see all of the same faces in all of the shows, but you're not surprised when you see someone who was a really awesome character on one show.
Has Catherine Tate been, or not Catherine Tate? Oh God, I can't think of her name all of a sudden. Shit. I'm glad I interrupted for this.
Who can you give us more to go off of?
No, I'm trying to think of
From The Office, because I mean, Catherine Tate was on The Office.
Yeah. But that's not who I'm trying to think of. The woman who played the political strategist on Parks and Rec. I can't think of her name.
Oh, dang it! Now I'm blanking because I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I can't picture her, and we just did that show not that long ago.
Anyway, whatever. Never mind. But she hasn't been on. She hasn't been on Brooklyn Nine-Nine yet, has she?
That's Catherine Hahn.
I
don't think she's been on 9-9.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that one.
I
would like to think I would have remembered it because I like her a lot. She's funny.
I could have sworn she was on. Oh no, she was. She was in. She was Eleanor Horswell in Hostage Situation.
Oh,
I don't remember that one at all.
Yeah, I just went because I knew I'd seen her on one of the other shows, but I thought it was The Good Place. But no, it was 9-9.
Oh, the bank one. She played one of the people trapped. Yeah, I remember that now. Yep, she was really obnoxious. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's such a small part. I wish they'd used her for a recurring role.
There's still time.
Can I also toss in here that the episode where they have Terry Crews in a fat suit was
I gotta
amazing.
see that.
But yeah, he discovers the chocolate nips or whatever they are. Yeah,
Terry loves his cocoa nibs. He starts. Boyle introduces him to cocoa nibs, and he starts giving himself cocoa nibs whenever he does something good. And he has like duffel bags of cocoa nibs.
Oh, Jesus!
And it is so weird to see Terry Crews in like done up in a fat suit that it just blows your mind. It probably is one of my favorite shows.
Oh,
episodes.
I remembered something. One of the things that they do on the show that I like that Family Guy kind of did to death is we're going to tell a little brief anecdote, but we're going to show you it. Mm-hmm. And they don't do it all the time on the show, but when they do it, it's a nice touch. Because Family Guy, that's like the whole point of the show anymore is, you know, we're going to do little visual anecdotes.
Yeah, they write the cutaways first, and then they build a plot so they can show cutaways.
Right. Here, the cutaways they tie in with the story and with what they're talking about. And it's just funny little bits that just add to it instead of it's a benefit instead of a detractor, you know? So it's just something I thought about earlier and I meant to mention before I forgot.
No, I agree with you on that. Those little like flashbacks to Jake when he was a kid type of things are they're funny enough and quick enough that they don't interrupt with the whole story.
The flashback to the 80s with Hitchcock and Scully.
Oh my God, that whole episode was amazing. The wing sluts. That was such a great episode.
Well, and the guy that plays his husband, who plays Kevin, I can't think of, when I was watching, I'm like, I know this guy. I've seen him in something else, and I cannot place what he was in, where he played a similar kind of character. It was just kind of this deadpan, straight-laced guy. And I was hoping one of you guys would help me remember so I wouldn't have to look it up, but now I'm looking it up because I can't remember.
That was a great story.
I didn't recognize him from anything other than looking like Bill Nye.
Kind of does.
I'm looking it up now because it's going to drive me nuts otherwise. And since you guys aren't being very helpful.
That's what we're here for.
Patrick, with your perfect memory.
Not
Come
me.
on.
I'm not around to be helpful. We've been over this.
What are you here for?
He's a talent, damn it.
I am the talent, exactly.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Damn it. Kevin. Whoops. Don't do that. Oh, wait. Jason Mantzoukas is on this show?
Well, he's one of those actors that they keep going. I mean, even Andy Samberg, 9-9 wasn't his first Michael Schur role. He was in Parks and Rec.
But yeah, his character arc is brilliant. He plays an undercover cop.
Oh, right. He was on The Good Place. He's the kind of
And he played Rafi
He's
on
Derek.
The League.
Yeah. And Jim O'Hare is in 9-9 as a Florida sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
in The Good Place, he's Ted Danson's boss.
Mark Evan Jackson is in all three: Good Place, 9-9, and Parks and Rec.
Nice.
Yeah, he's the attorney who has no time for puns in Parks and Rec.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's who I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's who you're talking about, Mark Evan Jackson. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, every time I see Dirk Blocker's name, I think it says Dick. And that makes it funnier. Dick Blocker. Anyway.
Well, you would know.
Well,
That's Cock Blocker.
Harp to derp.
Cock Blocker.
All right. So we all love Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm going through. Are we going to do a thumbs up, thumbs down on this, or are we just going to assume that?
I think it's pretty obvious that we're all thumbs up on both.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
the Naked Gun kind of shaped my humor anyway, in a lot of ways. Seeing it as a kid, and this just is right in my wheelhouse, this show. So yeah, definitely thumbs up on both.
I mean, it was not as obvious for me because, like I said, that the parody humor is not necessarily my jam. So I kind of wondered if going back and watching Police Squad, it might not hold up, but it totally did.
I think it's because the whole police procedural drama stuff is so there's no real decade for it. It's a cop show. A cop show is a cop show is a cop show. And I think that's why it holds up.
And not to mention, I mean, it's not exactly topical humor going for, puns and sight gags. So they don't exactly lose their quality over time.
Mm.
The same, if you're making a joke about something on the screen, well, that's going to last. You don't have to worry about it losing its effect over whatever, like the cigarette joke. People could clearly see you're trying to give them a cigarette and they responded, incorrectly. That's a joke that's it's not going to age badly,
Right. I think it holds up.
Yeah.
The show.
For sure.
Nice. All right. So, Joel, what are we doing next week?
Next week, we're going to get our fat bottom girls on their bicycle and head out for a little Bohemian Rhapsody.
It is the Queen show.
I was going to say, that's the weirdest way to say the Queen show I could have come up with.
Yeah. It is the Queen
Aw.
show. We're going to be doing albums. We're going to be doing the movie itself, and we're going to be talking about them just as artists in general.
Yeah, our personal experiences. Yeah, if you want to give us your favorite moments of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or maybe talk about Queen, give us a call. Let us know. 708-NOW-RAP. That's 708-669-9727.
Yep. And as was said before, if you're looking for our older stuff, we're on iTunes, Blueberry, Stitcher, TalkShoe, Podverse FM, and Stitcher. And go to Podchaser and leave us a review. Hoo-ha.
Woo!
Woo.
Ooh.
Mm.
I got a woo out of you, but I'm disappointed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Harumph.
That's what Sarah says.
Oh.
Womp womp.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week.
I thought we were done.
You say that every time this happens.
Do I?
No, not you, him.
Thank you.
you say, we'll have like a minute of worth of conversation, and then you'll sign off, and then Joel goes, "I thought we were done."
Sometimes we're chatting, and then Mike's like, "I guess that's it for this week." I was like, "Oh."
Like, oh, we were actually on the show.
Oh, I found a couple others that were in all three.
Who?
Will McLaughlin is an officer in both Pawnee in The Good Place, and he plays Santa Claus in 9/9. Jama Williamson is only in the first season of Parks and Rec. She's the Canadian green card wife, but
Okay.
she's a neglected girlfriend who witnesses her beau propose to another woman in 9/9, and she's one of the architect employees in The Good Place. She's a really minor character in The Good Place. And we already said Jason Mantzoukas.
Derek.
Yeah, there's a bunch that have been in all three, and even more that have been in two. Some of whom I forgot were into, and I didn't encounter Patton Oswalt's Brooklyn Nine-Nine yet.
Yeah, he was on a few episodes in the first season.
I must have missed those.
Yeah, he plays a fireman.
He plays the fire chief.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Ed Helms is another one I missed in 9/9.
I haven't seen him yet. All right,
Yeah.
kids.
All right.